Hi, every activity in sales must be about three things. But let me quickly say that you can be putting a lot of activities, you can be putting a lot of effort into sales, but you are not seeing the desired results. And possibly the reason why you're not seeing results is because these three things have not been defined and carefully designed to be able to achieve your sales results. Every activity must be about three things. Number one, it must be about being in the right place because sales does not happen everywhere. It is very, very important for you to pay attention to that. Sales don't happen everywhere. There is a place called the right place for selling your product or your services. So it is very important that you pay attention to that dimension of your activity to ensure that your sales is actually being targeted at the right people in the right atmosphere and in the right frame. Number two is having generous and penetrating message. When you show me your sales activity, your sales actions, I'm trying to look for these three things. And a very important part that I'm looking for is what I call your generous and penetrating message. It is not enough for you to be in the right place. It is also important for you to have the right message, not just right message. And right message is about the generous message and what I can call the penetrating message. This is very, very important. And the third activity is talking to people that wants to hear you. Oh, yes. This is your sales activity must be targeted at you talking to people that wants to hear you. It's not everybody that wants to hear you. As blunt as that seems, it is the reality. Your product and your services are not for everybody. However, your activity must be about you talking to people that wants to hear you. So when you set out, when you are doing your program, when you are on the different platforms, the most important thing is that you must quickly to be able to run the diagnostics and to be able to prospect well, to ask, do these people want to listen or do they want to hear me? Because your sales will always happen when you're in the right place with a generous message and people that wants to hear you are the ones listening to it. So the question about it is that, so how do I achieve these three things? You see, that is what we call sales activity. Effective and strategic sales action is your ability to ensure that these three things come together and they give you the right and what you need to be able to work. From the first day to possibly the last day of every month or every week, depending on how you put your sales effort, it must be about these three. If you work on these three so well, you are possibly going to get the result that you are seeking for. Number one, you must be in the right place. Everything you do must be about you being in the right place. Number two, you must have generous and penetrating messages. Your message must be fine-tuned day by day. Spend so much time of your day, of your week to be able to ensure that you fine-tune your message so that your message is generous and it is also penetrating. And the third one is that you must do everything to have people that like to hear you and want to hear you. Every time these three comes together, it is always a superpower. Thank you and see you in another one.